Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on, Chip? What's going on, everybody out there in the On the Chain community? You guys know who you are. Getting ready. Things are getting fired up. XRP yield exploding with digital double-digit returns. That's right. You heard that here. Breaking news. Big things coming to the XRP. Big things coming across the board. Ripple unlocking the XRP. XRPL. Ripple unlocking RLUSD liquidity with BlackRock and VanEck and Tether dropping USAT through a federally chartered bank. What is going on with Tether? We're going to have to dig into that, because then after that, we're going to shift gears into, you got it, geopolitics. Obama treason documents revealed. What? The government shutdown battle and a global fight over CBDCs, digital IDs, and controlling your privacy. You ready to get into this thing?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Let's do a banger today. Let's see.
Do it.
Hey. Speaking of hey, where are you coming in from today? Where are you coming in from? And I know who's always coming in, first one in here, another Chad Nauseum from Celebration. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everybody. Guys, we're coming up on our 800th episode for the podcast. We have more on YouTube, but 800th pod. So we'll be doing a giveaway. That's tomorrow. Is that tomorrow night, Jeff?
It is.
It's tomorrow night, right? I'm pretty sure. Let me double check this.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it's gonna be an extravaganza. You're not gonna want to miss it. It's gonna be just like every other podcast we do, an extravaganza, like everything we do. Let's see. So this podcast will be $7.99 and 800 will be tomorrow. It's a huge deal. What's going on, XRP Plumbing? Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Absolutamente, for sure. Right. Water and Roses. Good morning, guys. Let's go. Justin's here. Justin, where have you been, man? I haven't seen Justin in a while.
He hasn't been around for a while.
His Chiefs are bouncing back. Good to see that. Who else is in here? Ray Run is coming in, of course. We got Wally, XRP, Karma Carmichael. It's not a show without Karma. He's in the building, early, beautiful. Up in Orlando for a few days. Oh, nice. Very good. Got Pittsburgh, PA in the house, of course. Charles Tamarello, the winningest winner of all time on the Badass Yetis. The Badass Yetis. So that's always good to see that as well. And Jeff, as we start this weekend off, it's been a lot of craziness going on. There's so much crazy going on, like the last couple of weeks. September's been an interesting month, you know. It's been a very interesting month. I will share just a personal story, but for me, the last two Septembers have not been great for me. The last September was my mom's funeral. This September is my dad's funeral. And all I say is next September better be very uneventful, because those are two back-to-backs that are not very, very good. But one thing that I did come across, my dad, when I had a conversation with him, my dad just passed, and I had a conversation with him, and he said, he was all excited. He called me up. I want to say like maybe May or June. He's like, hey man, I'm really excited. He got me a Bible. And he's like, he goes, I got to this Bible and it's signed. And I was like, cool, Dad. What? I go, why don't I'll come down and pick it up in person? You know, he goes, well, no, you sure you don't want me to ship it to you? I'm like, no. I'm going to come down and I'll grab it in person. And it's by Lee Greenwood, if you guys know. And during the Charlie Kirk thing, you know, he was there singing live, you know, proud to be an American, right? So my dad got me this Bible. And unfortunately, I picked it up in person, but it wasn't from my dad. But this is it right here. It's right there.
So cool. Very cool.
And then he personally signed it back in here. Got my dad's copy too. But there you see, he wrote out "proud to be an American" there, and signed it. Lee Greenwood. There it is.
Those are the things that you keep, you treasure, and the memory that you have connected with that is.
Yeah,
awesome.
So that was a very cool thing. And so now I have two, because I have my dad's as well, and my brother has one. But it's kind of cool, interesting, and weird, the timing and all that kind of stuff too. And it was a cool gesture, you know. You're right. It was kind of a cool thing. Would have liked to have gotten it in person, but the fact that it was there was kind of a neat thing. Moving on here. We got a lot of stuff to break down and talk about here.
Rod Hale coming in from
Rod's here.
Scappoose,
Scapoose.
Oregon.
Scapoose. That's an interesting thing, Scapoose. That must have some sort of Native American.
Reddy's going.
Thinking of Badass Yeti, dude. I got to get the thing cranked up over here and start collecting the Yetis. Let's see.
Justin's dog woke him up this morning, so he figured he'd tune in. The dog knows. Dog knows, Justin.
Listen, the dog knows, man. The dog's a bigger fan than you are, Justin. Let's face it. He probably likes the Chiefs more too. I don't know about your dog. My dog loves watching TV. He loves watching the Bills games with me. He just stares at the TV. I don't know what he's doing, if he's just mesmerized by the colors. But he sits there and there'll be like a pass and it'll be like a close up. I got this 87-inch TV, and he'll be like this. He'll watch it and he'll look at it, and I just I don't know what he's doing, but he seems like he's watching TV. He'll watch for 10 minutes at a time, and he gets bored. I don't know.
That's great.
Then he's off. It's just a scalp Aussie
from Scapoose.
So it's always an interesting sort of a thing. Here we go, people.
Chip, here's this is all I've got now. No more dog. Just
what is that?
I think you can see it. Can you see it?
It looks like some kind of a bird. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is. I can't tell what it is.
I'll have to see if I can send it and I'll share it. This used to be this fish it's a goldfish.
Oh, goldfish, yeah.
It's a fancy goldfish, but he's been changing colors. He went from pure black and now he's turning gold.
That's because he's a goldfish. That's just what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, but
it's his job.
It's his job to change colors.
I've never seen him change colors though.
No, it's bizarre. Oh, you can't see it.
Is he on the bottom there? Is that him? I see him, the gold.
You have to send it. I'll share it somehow.
Well, you know what you do on a Mac. You can copy it and then paste it into a browser window right from your phone, right to your Mac.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I know.
Well, I could. I actually don't have my phone connected to my computer purposely. Too much of a pain.
Energy. Dogs have human personalities. I absolutely believe this. Yeah, they're phenomenal dogs.
Yep.
And I've got a golden doodle, and those dogs I've never had a doodle before. My brother's had 3 or 4 of them, so we got this doodle. These things, they will never leave your side, man. And what they can do with their paws is insane, man. They're almost like hands. These dogs, the way they use their paws.
It's amazing.
Oh, look, Justin says she's getting old, having trouble moving around. She's hurting. She yelped in pain. Oh man, that's so. We all have to go through that as dog owners, man. It's a horrible thing to watch your dogs. Yeah, my dog Max, unfortunately he's about 11, and we think he's about 11 and a half, 12 years old. He's starting to get thinner and skinnier and more finicky on the eats and just moving slower, having a tough time with stairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Justin says, don't get me started on the Chiefs. Not the start I want. Oh man, don't worry, dude. The Chiefs are gonna bounce back. Xavier Worthy back this week. That's good. Yeah, well, that's the other thing too, is you got so many guys out. It's the biggest problem you got. It's but everyone's freaking out and stuff. I'm like, dude, don't. It's the Chiefs, okay? And they're like, oh, they lost 3 games in a row. So what? They come back. They know how to win, man. That's the whole point. Sammy just turned 9.
Winning is.
Yeah. It's I know. I feel like Max is going to be like his last year. Coming into his last year, 2026 will probably be his last year. So it's always a bummer. Always a bummer. Let's go to this here, guys.
We have no dog since Julius. That's it.
You gonna get another dog?
I don't know. It's been quiet here, but it's a lot easier without a dog.
It is a lot easier.
I can't believe I would ever say that. I've always had dogs. I've never not had a dog.
There's routine too. The routine of getting up and walking and just always being, there's a routine that goes with being with your dogs and attending to them and feeding them. And then it takes a long time to wean off that. It takes months. And before we got Max, I was like, I'm done, because I have my dogs, Asia and India. And they both had to put them both down. And I was like, I went 2 years without a dog. And then it was my wife, who's not a dog person, that's found Max. And then we ended up getting Max, and he's a bull terrier, the target dog. An Akita. Akitas are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Akitas are cool dogs. Yeah, they're cool. Cool dogs.
Well, you met Julius.
Oh yeah, Julius was freaking insane, dude. Run around. We used to run around the damn house like that. He had so much spunk for a beagle, dude. That dog had a lot of energy, man. Even when he got older,
24/7. Yeah, even old.
Even
That's
older,
what slowed him down, because he was nuts and his brain wanted to go and he couldn't go. He was in too much pain.
Yeah,
But he was crazy up to the end.
That sucks, watching the dog, having to put a dog down is the worst thing, man.
That was the worst drive I think I've ever done. He was in so much pain driving him to the vet. That was brutal. Man. Whereas T-Bone walked off into the lake one night and took care of things. We were going to take him to the vet that week. Then he decided somehow mysteriously got out of the house and ended it himself. I don't even know how he got out of the house, honestly. Everything was locked and he ended up disappeared. Went looking for him. It took me 5-6 hours until I found him. It was probably like 11, 12 o'clock at night. And I finally found him in the lake. But it was dark. So
he knew what was going on.
Oh yeah. He walked off and he could barely walk at that point, but he walked off in the lake and that was the best thing he could have done. He went out with dignity.
Yeah. In his own terms.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotta love it.
Yep. He was old too.
Like we have a pit and a Chihuahua. Well, that's an interesting mix. That's an interesting mix. I bet the Chihuahua is more ferocious than the pit bull, right?
Right.
The pit bull's so scared of that damn Chihuahua. Chihuahuas they're still for little dogs, man. They got a lot of going on. And thank you very much,
they can be
Rough Rican, for the support. They're always coming in, man. Yep. Why is it always Rough Rican is always the guy? Why is it he's always the guy that comes in here?
Big support.
Dependable, always on there. OG, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Let's get into some news here. Crypto.
Gotta massage the dogs like that. If you own a Rot, Pit, Doberman, German Shepherd, learn how to massage their hips, shoulders, and spine. It definitely makes a lot of sense. That's a lot of the German Shepherds, especially get hip dysplasia. So you got to make sure that the Shepherds.
They all get it
for sure. Yeah.
That's good advice. So today on Dog Talk, we're gonna now transition into what's the best food to feed you. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go into some crypto news. Crypto Eddie put this up here, and this is amazing too. So many collaborations, and she's absolutely right. There have been so many collabs going on. It's great to see projects working together. Difficult to keep up with all the XRP, DeFi developments. We've seen Strobe Finance announcing they're fully decentralized, peer-to-peer, providing native XRPL yield, working with Midas reward assets and also the MXRP to make it happen. And they, and this is interesting. I mean, it's kind of hard to think about double-digit yield on Strobe with XRP deposits native on the XRPL. And the deposits are non-custodial, and the APY is funded by borrowers, fully decentralized, peer-to-peer, native XRP yield. What are you waiting for? Big thanks to our friends at Midas, who awesome new yield-bearing token, the MXRP, which has been well received and doing extremely well, has provided Strobe users with this amazing opportunity. The APY is dynamic and subject to change, and of course, it's subject to change. I mean, right now they're saying like 15%, but anything over really 5% is pretty interesting. Yeah. So it's probably going to oscillate between 6 and 12, 15. It's going to go up and down.
High, though. 15 seems too high.
That seems very high.
Yield. Yeah.
And not necessarily sustainable, which is why you're going to see the big fluctuation there. So,
That's what got some of the other projects in trouble, paying out too high of a yield.
Yeah, Jim D saying it's interesting to observe the teaming relationships developing amongst the different species of crypto tokens, utility-based crypto or digital community relationship-based crypto. Yeah, it's sort of a new world we're in because we didn't used to see a lot of that. A lot of it has to do with the interoperability, but a lot of it has to do with mutual benefit. Where Strobe is using the MXRP token that makes all this possible. So you got a lot of different levers happening at the same time. Elliot Terra put this post up, which I was happy to see. It looks like the House formally sent the Clarity Act to the Senate last Thursday, where it was referred to the banking GOP committee, and it comes after the House had voted to retroactively combine. This is Tom Emmer's anti-CBDC bill into Clarity last week. And it makes sense, right? You don't necessarily... Sometimes I'm against combining too many things, but when it comes to the Clarity, it's just like part of the crypto bill in itself. Like you shouldn't have a CBDC. It kind of goes against the whole spirit of decentralization because it's completely centralized. They're like, oh, don't worry, the government's not going to. Sure, If you think about Reagan's, he said the 7 most scariest words in the English language. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
I'm here to help you.
I'm
Don't
here
worry
to
about
help.
it.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Again, nothing major, just part of the process that the Senate's considering the bill alongside its own draft. So I'm happy to see this. This is a good thing, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Things are moving around. I see a lot of stuff about the SEC. I see all these posts about the SEC. Oh, the SEC is meeting with this, and Crypto Mom's doing speeches. And you know what? You know what it matters? Zero. Because once the crypto legislation is passed, the CFTC is going to be the main governing body. Listen, the SEC will almost have, unless it's a security, they'll have nothing to do with crypto. Why they're talking about crypto, it's for some reason, nobody ever learns. You got the left in power, and everyone hates when they take the mantle of like, we're going to interpret our rules. And then the right comes in and says, oh, no, we're going to make up new rules, and they're going to be better. I'm like, sorry, either you are enforcing rules that were created by Congress, you're not. And right now, there are no clear rules. So you making up rules is no better than the last SEC. Because it's positive doesn't mean anything, Jeff. And this drives me insane that the same people that were bitching about the old SEC are now thrilled that the new SEC is going to make up rules. Does that bother you at all? I mean, it drives me insane. Like, do you not understand how government works?
Yeah, I mean, well, part of the issue, we still have the unelected bureaucrats that are trying to run things, and if you boil it down to the simplistic form, all of these government employees are lifers, right? The unelected bureaucrats get put into position of power. They take their power seriously because it's power. All the other people that work there are employees. They want to retire out of government, and so from their perspective, the politicians come and go, the unelected bureaucrats come and go. And so the SEC as a body will look at things as though they're in charge. So they look at Congress kind of as a guest in Washington. And things are the whole narrative has been flipped upside down for too many years. And even with the, depletion of the swamp creatures are the employees for the most part, because they're there for so long. And, and when you get to a point where you get that ultimate mindset of power, that ultimate power is going to corrupt. And so an absolute power will corrupt absolutely. And that's exactly what we have seen for way too many years. I'm not saying that all people working for government are going to be bad, because some people, that's their job. That's the path they chose. That's where they got hired. I'm not going to fault them for that. But yet there's still going to be that body of people that are there for the power. They think they have the power. They don't think that they answer to the will of the people. And the unelected bureaucrats, especially, they've been placed there. So they think they're so above everything, and again, not all of them, but that's been the typical predominant mindset for way too many years. And then the politicians come and go. So they're not going to answer to them. They're the ones running the show. That's problematic, for many different reasons. And you're seeing the outcome. The SEC is still going to make SEC type decisions. They think they want the power of the crypto. They want the power of the purse, and they're going to fight for it. Whether they're right or wrong, they're going to fight for it because it's power. And I think that's
I don't like any of these government agencies, to be honest with you. And I want to weigh in on some comments here because I've got a different opinion. So it's always good to get difference of opinion here on the chain, Jeff. So let's check in with what you think as well. XRP Plumbing says, Ellie Terrett, remember, she did not even come to Ripple's defense. She refused to talk about XRP. She can't be believed. She's already bought and paid for it. Don't trust anything out of her mouth personal. I disagree with that statement. I'll tell you why, because it was Ellie Terrett who authored this article that basically put XRP and John Deaton and the whole case on the map. This was the landmark. This was probably the seminal piece written about the SEC v. Ripple. It says Ellie Terrett and Charlie Gasparino, but Ellie probably wrote 98% and Charlie probably edited it. I'm not saying he didn't have influence, but the way this is written is very good. I urge you to go back and read it. Regulatory Ripple, an investigation, the SEC, Ripple case, and its consequences for Ripple. This laid everything out beautifully. For the very first time, nobody in any media was talking about this. It was Ellie Terrett that brought this there. Also, another interesting note, first podcast she ever did in the crypto space, Jeff. Where was that?
I think it might have been right here on the chain.
Right here.
We're typically
right here. And see, we've had conversations about this. She goes, you guys are the
everything.
first ones that brought me on. Absolutely. John Deaton as well. but this is a very good account. It's very detailed. It lays out all the facts. Look at this. You've never seen anything this coming from the media at all. Look at this. I'm still scrolling. It's the seminal piece on it. So I disagree with that. And you know, Pete, you can say what you want, but Ellie at her, when she's a lot different now because she's crypto focused, because she's doing a podcast that's crypto focused. When you're working for a major media outlet, you're not supposed to be cheering for anything. You're supposed to be reporting. It's not her job to be coming to defense of anybody. She can talk about one way or the other, but she laid out the facts in this article that puts Ripple in a really good spotlight along with XRP. Look at this. Look at this article, guys. This is what this was a major turning point in my opinion right here. That was a major turning point. And thanks to her putting that out, I have a lot of great things to say. And Jim D followed it up with XRP Plumber. I think you're onto it, brother. All the politicians are opened and bought. Well, she's not a politician, but I will say this, and I want to hear your thoughts, Jeff, but I don't think politicians are necessarily bought. I think they're compromised. I think they're blackmailed.
Yeah.
Compromise is probably the better word for it because a lot of them have great intent. A lot of them still have great intent. But if you see what ends up happening, just look at the governor of Georgia. When you go after and you kill your daughter's boyfriend, dies in a fiery crash and a car explodes out of nowhere. If you look at the video of that, all of a sudden he turned the other way. When you start blackmailing people, when you start holding things over them, this is the DS, you guys can do the math here. They hold stuff over you, and this is what they do. They get you compromised. They find something on you, and they'll threaten you with it. That's it. That's more or less what's happening. Right. I think more so than Bonner. Yeah, sure. I mean, look, when we talked to one of I don't know if it was Tom Emmer or Warren Davidson. It might have been Warren Davidson, but he said the problem with going to Washington is that, if you're in the House, it's every 2 years. If you're in the Senate, it's every 6 years. But the very the next day after you're elected, your whole focus is on raising enough money for your next campaign. That's it. Like you're always running. You're always constantly having to deal with that, whether you want to or not. And so there are special interests. There are a lot of influences. Jeff, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I think you're right. I think that for the most part, they get compromised. If you want to try to buy and, sell politicians, I think it's a little bit more, it's going to be more complex. It's a little bit too out in the open. I think that, for the most part, there are potential, threats and, and put into compromised position, whether it's true or not. And then many times we'll see the outcome. You'll see how they take them down. Now we've seen that with various congressional representatives. We've seen that with high-powered media personality. They did it to O'Reilly. They went after Hannity. They've gone after politicians. They'll do whatever they got to do to take somebody down. Now it's a matter of how far is that person willing to fight, and we've seen some politicians that have actually left office mainly for the protection of their own family. Now, then you say, well, it doesn't look good. Well, people forget about it. The media is going to report on what the media reports on, true, false, whatever. They don't care, and they rarely retract. And that's also part of the, the whole part of the puzzle, so to speak, is that the media is part of it. They're going to topple somebody. Look what they've done to Trump. They've gone after him. Not saying that he was, compromised in any way, because he could fight back. Look at some of these other politicians out there that seem to be enriched somehow, so they're compromised and they're bought out. What's her name from Arizona? What's the reporter that was running for office? Lake.
Yeah,
Carrie Lake. So, she came out and said that they had approached her and they tried to buy her off, basically saying, step down from running and you'll have a multi-million-dollar contract on one of the network TVs, multi-double-digit contracts on one of the networks, on a news show, an opinion show. Compromise, payoffs, long-term payoffs. The politicians, they get paid off in book deals. See that all the time. So I think there's compromise and there's payoffs, and there's different ways to go about doing it. and it doesn't always happen to have. It doesn't always happen at that moment. It could be family members that get paid off. Look at the Biden, family. You see all the different shenanigans that have gone on with that. A lot of incongruities. And you look at Biden himself. He was enriched on the salary that he had, but yet the family benefit post when they leave office, then you start seeing, they become lobbyists. They get paid huge amounts of money when they leave office. They get their media deals, they get their book deals. It's all paybacks, but in some scenarios you say, well, they were in a position that people want them to come and speak. I don't think they want them to come and speak at the tune of, $200,000-$300,000 an event, and you look at how Obama went into office. He needed money. They gave him a book deal. They gave him a $1 million book deal paid up front when he was running for office. When he got into office, they gave him a Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, crazy things happen, but look at where he was before running for president. Look how he was enriched, and look at where he's at now. You look at the Clinton family, same thing. You look, follow the lineage. You look at the Biden family. Not to say that, again, you can't go on speaking tours and things like that, but the amounts of money that they pay for the speaking engagements, you can't tell me that those aren't somehow, paybacks, through whatever channel, right?
That's how you launder money. This is right here. Chad has it right. USAID is a money laundering operation. Trump shut it down. I'll be honest with you. I think that had it not been for those young, you want to talk about young, brilliant minds, go, young people don't listen. It was the young people who leveraged AI to go in there and find the connections. This stuff was so intertwined. This USAID funding these GM, what do you call it? Government, what do they call it? GSO, what do they call it? GSOs? I want to say GMO, and that's the wrong word.
The GMOs,
No, GMOs is the food thing.
NGOs.
NGOs, the non-government entities. So those NGOs and funding other things, and it was so convoluted. It was like a spider web. It was AI that uncovered that. I don't think, Trump in the first administration even knew about this. I don't think anybody knew about it. So the fact that that was cut off, it's weird that Colbert's show goes off the air, and meanwhile, NBC was getting funded. They found funding for that or whatever. All the networks were getting funding. All the news organizations were getting funding. You can't lose $40 million. And so this Jimmy Kimmel thing is interesting because Kimmel's ratings are worse than Colbert's. Colbert's has way better ratings than Jimmy Kimmel. So he's going off the air and they're losing $40 million. How much is Disney losing on Jimmy Kimmel's show if he has worse ratings? And one of the things that the advertisers, forget about the politics of this thing, but the advertisers in the local markets, that own the local stations, said they were struggling with trying to sell advertising in the market so that they could pay for the show, right? So they could earn money. They said that people didn't want it because the ratings are so dismal. They had a struggle. So, everyone wants to make it about this, Colbert, or he should be on the air. Well, great. If you're losing $40 million a year, it's an easy decision. No business exists losing $40 million a year. Well, let me rephrase that. A lot of businesses lose more than that and still exist, but that's because they're public companies, and they have a lot of runway, and they have the money from the stock. And this is beautiful. We're going to transition to this later, Jim D. We can fix the global digital ID mandates, use the LGBTQWXYZ alphabet argument to insist on analog equality with digital/binary. That is some funny next level stuff right there. Look at this. Sledfest says Canada's the most corrupt nation of the G7. I don't know if Canada's the worst corrupt. I actually think of the G7, I think the UK is slightly ahead of Canada. It might go the UK, France, and then Canada. Canada's quickly vying for that top two position, but that's how I would rank them. I would put the UK first, then maybe France, and then maybe Canada, but only because Carney is just a plant. Carney's, this guy doesn't know anything about governing. He's just a puppet that's pulling strings. Right. He's kind of is a baby eater. Kimmel's a baby eater. Okay. Kimmel's a money pit, and Disney lays me off. Oh my gosh. Sorry to hear that, dude. Man, it's unbelievable. Let's go back into some more of this news. This was great. So Wheats and Wind, love the guy. Zaman Wallet, obviously something he's done. He says, if through trustless tech and trusted stack like Flare, yes, because he was asked, Weezy, any plans for a one-click style way to earn yield on XRP directly in the Zaman wallet, like with Flare, F Assets and Flare Networks? Would love to keep my XRP on Zaman without needing to move it elsewhere to earn yield? He's saying, yeah, in trustless tech and a trusted stack like Flare, yes, I'm happy to make it happen. Then UKS Now was saying, following up, hey, Weezy, has there been any further developments on this? He says, yes, implementation has started. And then we got Flare Community says one-click style to earn XRP yield directly on the Zaman wallet via Flare. Win says that through the trustless tech and the trusted stack, he's going to make it happen, and the implementation's going. And then you had Hugo Filion, who is the CEO and co-founder of Flare, weigh in with, I'm glad to work with Weezy, a gentleman and scholar, and more importantly, deeply protective of the XRP community. Guys, this is one of the coolest developments I've heard. A lot of people are very nervous. They've heard all the scams and weird things. You say double digit, triple digit yield, right? All this weird stuff, double digits. You're going to make all these big promises. And I'm not putting anything down, but people are very cautious about moving XRP somewhere because there's always going to be some risk. If you have a way to click something and make it available without moving your XRP and still custodying your XRP, this is the way right here. Jeff, thoughts?
I like it. I like having, option to, if you're able to, keep your XRP in one spot and you can somehow benefit from it. That's great. I like all the yield. I like the trustless aspect of it. I think that, we're moving in a direction that allows people more flexibility, more functionality, more utility, more protection across the board. This whole notion of, you keep control of it, you keep custody of it, put it in a safe wallet where you always have access to it. Don't give up full control to a platform. And all these platforms paying off yield, they're able to also do things without having to get into a position where now they have to manage funds and they have to get specific licensing, to manage those funds and to cold storage those funds and bear responsibility, for those funds. The biggest concern with any of the yield-based platforms and we've seen them kind of come and go, and I look at Celsius, being one of the bigger ones that had a detrimental impact on a lot of people, right? Because when it finally, basically they locked up your funds and, they gave you a payoff. It ends up being like 60-70% of your holdings. But over time, based on the valuation back then, whatever you were holding, they converted into, they pay out in Bitcoin. They stamped whatever your value was at that point of your Bitcoin, Ethereum, X, or whatever you're holding. You didn't gain the increased momentum of the marketplace, right? That ended up on their side. But the problem there again was that you gave up full custody of your crypto asset. Now you put it into a Coinbase and Uphold, any of these exchanges. At some point, Chip, we have to have full confidence in the exchanges, for Main Street adoption. And within those exchanges, you get payout of yield and things like that. But there's going to be a large percentage of investors that don't want to do that. They want to have more control and they want to get this type of yield payout. So that's where that was a long way 100%. Of saying yes.
That was a long. That was a good way though. That was a long way. It's all we do here. This is hot off the wire right here. This was a clip that was pulled from our podcast last Saturday morning. Wonder how people pitch their ideas. Zaudao, co-founder of Santiago, and Fabio joined on the Chain podcast to break it down. What happens once a proposal is approved? How does Zaudao? So you guys can, I'll go ahead and click this here if you want it. If you missed it last week, I will then go ahead and give this to you guys so you guys can check it out at your leisure, however they say it. Leisure. This meme guy is really fantastic. The crypto meme guy. So there's FXRP, right? And then there's FXRP. And I'll show you the difference in that. On the left, we have Michael Saylor, and he's FXRP. Then we have Hugo Filion, that is FXRP. So the funny thing is Michael Saylor, you got the F on the left side, and XRP. So I'm not going to say the word, but screw XRP, F it, F XRP. Then you got the XRP over here. I thought that was pretty funny. Very clever. Love the crypto meme guy. Puts out some really good memes in the space. Very niche sort of a space that he does there. You got to love it. Yeah, so I think it's time to transition. What was Rod Hale saying? The bottom line: get rid of the fat in government. No government position is supposed to pay enough to make it desirable. That's absolutely a good point.
There you go.
It was supposed to be you were going to go serve your country while you would tend to your farm and go there and represent your people. But an economy like now, this is, I think, why decentralization is the threat, because you know, a DAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization, you could have a DAG. How about those DAGs? You could have a DAG, which is decentralized autonomous government. I'm waiting for the first country to implement that, where the voice of the people can be done through their phone, recorded on blockchain, everything can be audited at some point. And this is kind of where we're going. XRP plumbing, Canada, America, South, and Central America are all going to be considered one country very soon. You guys remember the Amero? No, I do not remember that.
Nope.
Won't be one country soon. I don't see that ever happening, but it's no, Canada's not. I mean, well, listen, I mean, you might see one of the provinces join the U.S. You might see something like that. You might see someone like an Iceland become a territory, something much like a Puerto Rico or a Guam or something along those lines, where they use U.S. money and they get a lot of benefits to the U.S., but they don't necessarily they have their own sovereignty in some ways, that they're not 100% U.S. But that could be true. We could see how that goes. We're going to transition, Jeff, to a little bit of geopolitics. A lot of stuff going on this week.
Before we do that, we're at the bottom of the hour. We got to have a proper transfer over. So get your Zaman wallets ready. Get your XRPs ready. Well, actually, you don't have to on this one. We're actually going to be putting up a nice auction for next week. We're going to be giving away a Tempest. So just want to give a quick shout out on that one. So the Tempest is going to be badass. We're doing a quick drawing here. A lot of activity here on the chain with the Badass Yetis. We have to on the chain, badass Yetis.
That always goes through my head, that song.
On the chain. So this is going up. This is up for auction right now. You can go check them out. Badass Yeti number 200. It's a Tempest. October 1st at 8:50 p.m. Lots of opportunity to bid on it. Let's bid this one up. We got to keep the lemon trees watered. So that's where that support's going to be going. Yes. So keep that in mind. We're excited about the direction these auctions can go. Want to keep pushing for more and more utility in and around what we can do. Right now, just on the XRP Cafe using their technologies. We're going to see what else we can do with some of these NFTs. Did mint, and I'm got to check and see if it is live yet, but there is a newly minted song from today that hopefully is now up and active. Let me see if it's up there yet. Still not up there yet. Takes a good like 30-40 minutes to go through the minting process. If you guys do want to show some additional support, you've got this guy right here. This one, 10 XRP. Maybe that's a little bit hefty for this guy right here. This is the song. This is Vindra Valkyria, the Shadow Mine Prophecy. So this is an NFT of the song. Have the song from today minted as an NFT. So if it gets minted, whoever wins will be giving away that NFT today, the song NFT. So that's going to be a special for this weekend. So it'll be a lot of fun. But there's going to be opportunities to buy and bid on and do all sorts of cool things with the music. I think it's really cool that you can NFT a music, that you can do audio.
It's really cool.
Video is way too big because it has to be 4 meg. It's the coolest thing. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, let's not forget too that if you have a couple Yetis, one Yeti, 2 Yetis, 3 Yetis gets you a discount. That was the utility we provide, is a discount on the Badass Yetis coffee. So that's right. You can go into the Discord, you can go in there and you can unlock the discount code. So you can go in there right now. If you guys scan that code right there, if you're on mobile, well, you're out of luck, but you can just go to Badass Yetis. But if you're watching on computer, you can scan it with your phone, and there you go. Or you can see you can scan the QR code and
Badass Yeti coffee.
Badass Yeti's
coffee. This is kind of cool, the QRs. I wish they'd do clickable links. if somebody's watching. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
but,
you put it in the chat. That's how we do it.
Right. Yeah, but I mean automatically, like
Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, if you want to click over there during the show or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not that. It's not as easy, I guess. But
So
and then
here we
buried,
go.
So
it does get buried and it gets lost, and then
play the song, man. Let's do the play.
So here we go. This is "Risk Your Mind," Ode of Mentalists. I think you guys are going to like this one. Here we go.
A badass yeti from the blue tribe, the mentalist ride. Your key is a man wallet, your fate on the chain. Of the mentalist clan, eyes burning red. Sets your mind ablaze. He needs no weapon, he needs no shield. Will break your calm when he stokes your fear, when he strikes your mind, will shatter. Your vision burns, you know there is no escape. This is fire in the brain. Ice celebrate. Ice celebrate. Terror in the chest. Haldorheimer does not wait. Badass yetis, I want for battle, made for legend. I claim yours or be forgotten. Badass yetis, badass yetis, power the chain. Is on the chain.
Oh, catch your breath, everybody. That was a banger. That was a banger. Everyone gets more legendary. Yeah, it's insane. To own that piece of magic right there, a lot of work goes into it. Yeah, okay, through the magic of AI, but it's not that simple. I always tell people, like, when I put out my album, I'm like, all right, well, good. Let's see what you can come up with. And it doesn't usually come up with much, right? I was like, I'll give you the prompt for the Badass Yetis. Let's see what you come up with. Okay, so a lot of time, energy, iterations. It takes a lot of craftsmanship to be able to take something and get it to that level. A lot of experimentation and a lot of bad generations as well that don't work out. For all the good ones you hear, there's a lot of them that you never hear. We should have just the rejects, Jeff. The rejects were the reject songs.
The rejects in the middle of the song.
You can win the
then
rejects.
You have to listen through the entire song as you adjust everything.
Right, they mispronounce stuff, or there's like hits or weird stuff going on, or just doesn't sound right.
You can
there's a whole bunch of stuff.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got 8 in there for the Badass Yeti drawing so far, which is interesting.
So like
Queensryche, yeah. Well,
there you go.
The Queensryche, if they guzzled some acid, I don't know. The Queensryche can hit a little bit higher the notes, but yeah, it was really good.
Marlo just said, just a thought. I'd love to see maybe add an audio only feed on X. That way people like me could keep listening in the background while using our phones for other things. That's a problem with X and the video on X. That video on X doesn't play as friendly as, let's say,
that's true.
Audio.
No, you're right about that. But the YouTube, people always say that about YouTube too, is like it takes so much bandwidth to download I wish we had a way to do that, the audio only. We'll have to look into that, because I'll tell you what, our big viewership is on our podcast, the people who listen. So, but that's after the show. So after the show, you guys know that it's Apple, Google, all the podcasts, basic. And what Jeff and I were going through the analytics, and we were like, it was wild to see that Brazil was number 2. Then it was like, I think UK or Australia. Generally, always Australia is number 2, but for some reason Brazil had been for the last month. Yeah. And but our viewership, or what people listen to us, the big numbers are on the podcast, and that we're going to be celebrating our 800th podcast tomorrow night. But that's good. That's a really good suggestion, Marlo. I don't know how we do audio only, like for the live, but we'll investigate that. We'll see, because there some platforms you can't stream to live. So if we can do stream audio only podcast, that would be interesting. So let's look into see what
pretty sweet.
we might be able to do to accommodate that, because other people have said that as well. So we'll see what we can do.
A lot of fun to do a live podcast, streaming podcast.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what I wanted to talk about right now is, there's been a lot of conversation inside of the UK. Keir Starmer came out. Let's see if I could find the right one. I thought I had it, but man, oh man, where is it? Is it that one? Let's see.
Are you looking for that? Gold Blueberries asked, how can they earn yield on XRP that's owned? My friends asked me this question.
Well, you will be able to once the Weeds to Win. We just talked about that, but you'll be, when you say owned, you're talking about you're custodying it.
Yeah, you custody yourself. You're not, because typically if you're going to earn yield, it's because they're using your XRP or your asset to earn interest themselves. They're lending it out to gain that yield, but somehow you're got to dig further into all of this.
Yeah, we'll dig for. I don't. We have to see it in action first and kind of experiment with it. But the idea is that you'll self-custody it and be able to earn yield on it. So we'll see. There might be something in there where we'll look into it. But that, because it's something new, most of the time you got to move it somewhere. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in the UK. So one of the things that Keir Starmer came out with, this digital ID, and you know the reason they're doing it, Jeff. So here's what happens. Here's what you guys see a lot. Government creates a problem. And then they give you the solution. So the problem is open borders. You got people flooding in there that are not assimilating, that are not acting in a good manner, not acting great. And they come in and you put them up in hotels and you give them money and debit cards and food and clothing and everything else. Okay, but and so then they come out with the digital ID. And the whole premise behind this is that we need to know who's legal and not legal. And this way, well, no, you just deport everybody that's illegal. It's not, you know who they are. You're funding them. You're putting them up in hotels. You know exactly who they are. So this is another false thing where the government creates the problem and then they'll give you the solution, but the solution is never there the way they want. But here's Keir Starmer talking about, this guy's an absolute failure. And I love it. I hope he keeps doubling down on stupid, because Nigel Farage is right in the wings. Ben Habib is in the wings. So it'll either be Ben Habib or it will end up being Nigel Farage. I think Ben Habib has a better plan, although I feel like because of Ben Habib has a better plan, you see Nigel Farage coming around.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes, looking upstream to tackle poverty, conflict.
Anytime a politician mentions truth, you know everything coming out to that's going to be complete BS, right? So here is Nigel Farage talking about this digital ID. Everyone's been pretty outspoken about it. I expect them to get arrested soon.
The Prime Minister says we must have digital ID. That's the way we'll stop illegal immigration. Well, think about it. Germany has ID cards, strict ID and checks. It's made no difference at all in Germany, and nor will it here. All that digital ID will be is a means of controlling the population, of telling us what we can and can't do, of fining the innocent. And didn't we see it all when we had the pandemic, when you had to have vaccine ID to travel, to do various things? Did that stop the COVID pandemic spreading? Did it? Hell, all it did was put cost and inconvenience on everybody else. I also worry about massive data banks being held by the government, being hacked by foreign governments, by private companies, by criminals. I do not see a single benefit to the government having digital ID other than them controlling what we do, what we spend, and where we go. And we, in Reform, are wholly opposed to it in every single way.
Boom!
Not to mention the censorship, Jeff. It's all censorship. They'll really know track. Okay, so you work, you have a job. They can cancel you basically. They can shut down your banking. Now they're just you put a meme up, and now they're arresting you and knocking on your doors, and they're doing that kind of stuff. But this video I saw had a pretty heavy impact on me. This is the dangers of CBDCs. This dangers of digital ID. It's all the same thing. It's all some control of censorship. But this is on CBDCs. Check this out. This is good. Let's make this full screen, Jeff. How do we do that?
Citizens of Britain, the age of freedom is over. With the BRIC card, you will be scanned, tracked, and judged at every turn. No work, no rent, no pint of lager without my approval.
Sorry,
they told you it was for immigration. Liars!
This is Keir Starmer
it is for control. Your bank accounts, your movements, even your thoughts will belong to me. Welcome to Checkpoint Britain.
BRIC card. Obey!
Oh my God.
Obey! Citizens of Britain! I bring you the future! The BRIC card! The BRIC card! BRIC card! Yo, BRIC card! BRIC card! BRIC card! BRIC card! Tap, tap, scan your soul. BRIC card! Government takes control. BRIC card! Big brother in your phone. No card, no job, no house, no home. Yo, it's chair in the chair. I'm the overlord king. Tony Blair dreamed it. I revived that thing. Digital leash on the worker's neck. Log inside out. One wrong step. Detect. Surveillance state with a barcode smile. We'll clock your tweets, track your banking style. Say it's about migrants, but that's the disguise. Really, is your freedom getting nationalized? BRIC card. Mandatory vibe. Scan your face just to stay alive. BRIC card. Starmer's plan so neat. Checkpoint Britain on every street. BRIC card. Mandatory vibe. Scan your face just to stay alive. BRIC card. Starmer's plan so neat. Checkpoint Britain on every street. Home dies when you're locked outside. Old days cry, got nowhere to hide. Hackers feast on the honeypot stash. All your data turn to digital cash. CBDC with a freeze on your pay. Post the wrong meme and they take it away. Smile for the scanner, welcome to the show. Big brother's back and he's running the flow. BRIC card, sign of the beast. Privacy's dead, control increased. BRIC card, tap, 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 it's done. Welcome to Labour, 1984 has begun. BRIC card, BRIC card, BRIC card, yo, BRIC card, BRIC card, BRIC card, BRIC card, BRIC card, yeah, BRIC card, BRIC card, BRIC card.
Daniel likes that song. There we go.
BRIC card.
All caused by the
Brit card. The Brit.
That's
card
good. This
putting-
is the clip I meant to
Putting
play.
on that in Switzerland too.
Good thing we got the, yeah, of course. Switzerland, they give zero F's about anything. They don't care.
Yep.
But like, they're neutral though. Sure, Nazis coming in. Sure, why not? Come on in. We're not going to take a side. Sure.
Schwartz auction off his entire XRP portfolio today. Both coins. Minimum bid accepted. 589. There you go.
So this is the clip I meant to play about CBDCs. Let's watch this.
Good morning, citizens. Your overnight account balances have been updated. Time to start a productive day. Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of the day to avoid automatic eviction. If you have missed work due to illness, you must provide a doctor's note to reclaim your credits.
Any extra credits? Please.
Tensions are high today, with more people planning to join the Citizens Against Digital Control protest. Remember, the government knows who you are at all times. Resisting is not worth the consequences. All of their newest social credit systems are designed to keep you and your families safe and efficient.
Authorities seized a record balance of an individual's credits, citing excessive hoarding.
Traffic violation detected. 7 miles per hour over the limit. 75 credits have been automatically deducted.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
Yep, you got the flu. Your blood work shows a significant iron deficiency. I recommend incorporating more red meat into your diet.
Dr. Jones, your taxes were not filed and have been automatically deducted with late fees. Your medical license has been revoked.
Oh, hell nah, I filed an extension.
Purchase denied. Monthly red meat allowance exceeded. Try mealworms instead.
Can you guys please let me through?
Attention. Unauthorized political gathering detected. Participants' access to financial services has been suspended. Due to the speeding infraction, your car will be immobilized for 3 days.
Fuck you! Take your surveillance policies and rot in hell!
You've earned 50 bonus credits for reporting your neighbor's hateful misconduct. This content exceeds your current social credit tier. May we suggest citizen responsibility? Sarah, open the door. You have been identified by the authorities. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
Bank digital currency, slippery slope. Don't lose your autonomy.
That's it. We're already losing.
That is so well done, Jeff.
That's it.
I have to love that. It's really very well done. Man, you're going to own nothing and be happy. No, that's not happening. That's been canceled. So, Jeff, you know, the biggest thing going on in Washington right now is this government shutdown.
Yep.
I'm like, please shut the government down. People are like, oh, the government shut it down. It doesn't affect normal services like Social Security and things like that. Get rid of it. And Trump's like, go ahead, shut it down. I'll lay everybody off.
Mm-hmm.
Want to play games? Let's do it. But this is Trump talking about the government shutdown.
They asked us to do something that's totally unreasonable. They never change. They want to give money away to illegals, illegally, people that entered our country illegally. They want to give them massive federal money. And we don't want to do that because it means everyone's going to just keep pouring back. Right now we have absolutely perfect borders like you haven't seen in many years. Even better than I had great borders during my 4 years. But these borders are stone cold closed. You can only come into our country legally now. But the Democrats want to give it all away. They want to open up the borders. Take a look at that. Big thing. They want to open borders again. After what we're going through now, getting rid of prisoners, getting rid of all of these people dropped out from mental institutions, drug dealers, drug addicts, everything. They're putting everybody into our country. It's all ended now. But this is what Schumer wants. This is what the Democrats want. They want to and they want to take our money. We're doing well because of tariffs. We're doing unbelievable. We're making more money than we ever.
More money than they ever have. And that's the whole idea is to get rid of the taxes, Jeff. But going back to the Keir Starmer bit, Narib Bukele, who's the president of El Salvador, he basically took the Keir Starmer announcement and he added this. Tell me, that's a little pop quiz for you guys. Tell me who can tell me where this is from. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on the right hand or on their foreheads. And no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Who's the first one to get this? Where is this pulled directly from? Jeff, do you know where it's coming from?
Where is it coming from?
Someone will know. This is a direct quote. A direct quote. That's Charlie got it right. It's a direct quote. It's from Revelation in the Bible. That's correct.
There you go.
Exactamente.
Bible.
There you go. So I thought it was interesting that he posted it like that with that quote, and calling attention to the mass sort of surveillance and stuff that happens that that goes on, and then our buddy, our pal Ron DeSantis, what he weighed in on the whole digital ID. Someone said digital ID will be pushed here in the U.S. as well. Ron DeSantis said if digital ID is pushed in the U.S., it'll run into a brick wall in Florida.
Right.
So yeah,
it will.
And a lot of
Things
other
that are
places
happening
too.
here. Plus, we now have open carry in Florida.
There you go. Look at this right here. JD Vance said Democrats are about to shut the government down because they demand we fund health care for illegal aliens. This is on them. They're screwed either way. If they roll over, then they kowtow to the Republicans. And if they continue to fight, this is great, by the way. So they're on the record publicly shutting down the government because they want it, and also they want trans surgeries for kids. They want money for that, for surgeries. So you want money for surgeries, and you want up to $1 trillion to fund illegals' health care, right? Not citizens' health care, not veterans' health care, but illegal. So this is on them. I mean, this is something, Jeff, that they wholly and 100% own. There's nothing and check this out. Hakeem Jeffries. You'll love this one, Jeff. Hakeem Jeffries is not too happy about the whole thing. He is very upset. Here he is.
There you go.
4 days away from a government shutdown, and Republicans are on vacation.
He was commenting because Trump went golfing with his granddaughter Kai, and he's on vacation. They said we're not shutting the government down for this. We're not gonna fund it. So you shut the government down, and he's mad because because they're not going to engage. They're like, sorry, they just shut them down. Sorry, we're not doing that.
Exactly.
House Republicans on vacation cancel votes on the eve of a government shutdown, and Donald Trump is at a golf event. He doesn't have the time to meet with Democratic leaders to fund the government and address the Republican healthcare crisis. But Donald Trump, right now, as we speak, is at a golf event.
Yep.
It's outrageous. And why? Are they running out of town?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not going to play. They're not playing games.
So notice what the Democrats always do, right? First and foremost, what he's talking about is exactly from the Democrat playbook. The last thing he said, look at them running out of town. What did the Democrats in Texas do? They ran out of town. What did the Democrats in Washington do when they were getting ready to shut down government? Biden was on vacation. Biden was gone. Biden was not mentally there to begin with, but he was gone. Democrats were gone. They didn't show up for vote. They wanted to shut down government. It was right out of their playbook. And now he's trying to flip the narrative. It's such a ridiculous game, because you go back and forth, but him to stand up there and act as though, they were, there's some, pristine representatives, like they haven't done anything to harm, the ebb and flow of funding is a joke up to recently. And the last thing, they always try to take that narrative. They always try to take exactly what they do, and they want to broadcast it onto others. They're always broadcasting. And that's the one thing, whatever's in their mind, whatever's in their heart, they broadcast onto others. And I think people have already, they've clearly understood, exactly how these guys work, and they're pretty much done with it. I don't think people are buying into their game any longer.
No. So that's so funny. Read that, Jeff.
So golf even would be fine if it was a DNC fundraiser charity event.
Of course it would, says Jim D. Beautiful. Well said. And Chad is right. It's Congress's job to pass a budget, not Trump's. He's there to sign bills. I mean, they're passed.
Exactly.
So
what's he going to be there for?
I mean, it just goes to show you that it's his agenda, and there is respect paid there because he understands this is all coming driven from the leader of the MAGA movement, which is Trump. So there is some respect subtly paid in there. But look at the left's hypocrisy, Jeff. When all this stuff was melting down because of Comey got indicted, remember when Trump, they were going after Trump?
Yep.
Here's a commentator. Here's two different sides of the coin. He's going to talk about when they went after Trump, And then he's going to talk about when they went after Comey. Here we go with the hypocrisy.
Being treated no better or worse than anyone else. This is not selective prosecution. No. That this is not somebody who's singled out. That he is being treated just like anyone else. That is what it means to have a rule of law. That is what the Justice Department is really signaling and messaging here, is that everyone will be treated, as Merrick Garland has said, as, equally in this country. This is really a great day for America. This is such a horrendous moment for the rule of law, for the Department of Justice, for the country writ large, being singled out for impermissible reasons. And so just because you did your job, but just because you referred the president or you opened an investigation into the president, those are not legitimate reasons to have a sort of tit for tat vindictive prosecution. Mm-hmm. This looks like it. The emperor has no clothes. That this is the abuse that it appears to be.
This is funny, Jeff, because how much hypocrisy is in that statement. By the way, the little charge they have that Comey's getting indicted for, this is small stuff. The big stuff hasn't even been announced. But what I laugh about this whole thing is that Peter Strzok went on the record publicly and said that he got the okay from Comey. He lied in a hearing. Okay, he lied to Congress. Okay, and they got him. And they also have the documentation where he approved it. It's pretty open and shut. Now, will he get a leftist judge that's going to figure out a way to get him off on a technicality? The bottom line is, regardless of what happens, the evidence is there. And now they're like a selective prosecuting, and the only reason they're going after Comey is because he went after Trump. No. This really has nothing to do with it. This is open and closed right here.
Jim D is saying Trump just wanted to clear the DOJ books of the Comey case before it was legally expired beyond statute of limitations. Yep.
Correct.
And
that's
100%
true.
They have to go after them. They have to go after each one of them. But Chip, you're right about, a key point, which is why they haven't brought a lot of these cases yet. And it's mainly because of the activist judges. Now you gain your judgeship and you're not supposed to play partisan politics. That's the whole point of being a judge. But what we've seen is that judges are definitely playing partisan politics, and there's not just playing partisan politics, but they're activists to the detriment of civil society. So those judges that are participating in that, A, need to be removed, B, need to be disbarred, and C, need to be put into jail for treason. So I would like to see true accountability. It's when they finally go after those responsible within government. Then they have to go after the judges. And then we have to keep going back and to the bearers of this responsibility to see exactly. And maybe a disbarment is enough for the judges. You remove them, disbar them, and that's it. And then now they're no longer able to practice law. So I think that changes a lot. So we'll see exactly how this all unfolds with the whole Comey thing. The world is a stage.
But it is. But look, I mean, if the evidence is there, it's like, okay, here's the evidence. Here it is. We'll see. It doesn't matter. Sometimes whether somebody goes away or not, the public humiliation and exposing the fact, well, I wonder if they lied about this. What else did they lie about? Right? Just getting them on. People are like, oh, this is going after him. Well, yeah, you do have people corroborating it. You do have the evidence. You do have the smoking gun.
Yep. And Jim D is saying if Comey's innocent, he should be happy Trump has given him an opportunity to clear his record. That's right.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Now, Jeff, I've often said that leftists aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. They're not the smartest people. They don't do any of their own research. They kind of follow narratives. Well, they're trying to go after ICE, right? They're really upset that ICE is throwing criminals and bad people out of the country and illegals. But they're having a little bit of a problem distinguishing what ICE to go after. And this sadly made me laugh. It's pretty sad that it happened, but again, you can't make this up. I wish this was parody. It's real. Check this out.
Get this straight. Ice Cube's tour bus got firebombed in Portland, Oregon. So you're telling me the left is so stupid the ice on Ice Cube meant ice like immigration customs and These are the people we're arguing with, guys. I hope they try and do this to someone like Ice-T. Try firebombing Ice-T. See what happens.
Dude, Ice Cube's touring, and they see ice on the side of it, but apparently they missed the Cube thing, and apparently they don't know who Ice Cube is. Don't understand it's a raptor. Don't understand it's a tour bus. It's obvious it's a tour bus. They think this is immigration, customs, and enforcement. I'm sorry, man. This is just beyond. It would even be hilarious if, like, I could see this as a Babylon Bee story. They bite Ice-T and Ice Cube's buses got firebombed because they thought they were ICE, the customs enforcement. But no, this is for real, and it's just crazy, beyond scary. Did you know that this is Biden got caught kind of put in a compromising situation? How did we miss this, Jeff?
His disability fool you. This is a man with a deviant plan.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
I'm looking forward to this, man.
What do you want to do?
Show me something. Come here, man.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Come on, man.
Oh, no.
What's your plan here?
Look, this is not, but
You knew she was 13.
No, I didn't.
Well, I've got the transcript right here. So this is funny.
I get all this information about...
Instead of taking responsibility, he tries to blame it all on the decoy.
I was prepared for them to come after me, but I wasn't prepared for the person coming at me the way she came out. She knew Bo, she knows me. Anyway.
It sounds like what you're trying to see is if you could score with a 13-year-old girl.
It's not about that.
But you did bring some things with you tonight.
Well...
So you brought condoms.
That's a different issue.
Doesn't seem so tonight.
Look, every child out there is capable.
There's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Come on, man.
He shows up on Daylight. That was a well put together parody, man. Evil. Well put together.
And the Susan Rice bus.
Susan Rice. Sorry, they'd have to block out the R and Susan Ice, and then they would go ahead and firebomb that as well, right? But that one, that makes the all-time greatest hit list there.
Attacking ICE isn't just a weather change method. That's right. It's all about climate control. These guys.
Oh, no. I didn't see this. Serena Williams overreacted to cotton as a decoy in her hotel room. I think people just get a little bit too excited about stuff,
A little out of control.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's do this. We got 9 people in the drawing, guys. Type in Yeti. We need to run a song again, Jeff. What do we need to do?
I think we got to run the song again.
We're gonna run it again.
The other one would mint, but it didn't mint. So here we go. Let's roll this. You guys are gonna have some fun if we can find it. Here we go.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Badass Yetis Coffee. Is it any good? Nah, it's fucking great. Forged in the mountains, brewed for legends. Badass YetisCoffee.com.
Badass Yeti from the blue tribe, the mentalist ride. Your key, the Zaman wallet, your fate on the chain. Aldoheimer of the mentalist clan. Aldoheimer, eyes burning red. Aldoheimer sets your mind ablaze. He needs no weapon, he needs no shield. Aldoheimer will break your calm. Aldoheimer, when he stokes your fear, when he strikes, your mind will will try. This is fire in the brain. Ice, ice in the brain. Ice, ice in the brain. Terror in the chest. Haldorheimer does not wait. Badass yetis, I born for battle, made for legend. I claim yours or be forgotten. Badass yetis, badass yetis, on the chain.
His nickname is Haldo. Haldo is so mental. Haldo.
Haldo is mental.
Hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold the door. Hodor. That is more like tribal Godsmack. I will agree to that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Alan Jackson. Absolutely. It's Alan Jackson. Oh, 100%, man. It's perfect. Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference, really.
It's already rigged.
Rigged. Rigged. It's already rigged. Okay, we got 13 in here. We're going to do the drawing.
Don't mess with
Vanilla. Vanilla. Share screen.
Think about from that period of time. We had iced tea, ice cube, vanilla ice. Everything was ices back then.
All right, so here we go.
What do we have?
We've got
how many? I can't even see.
13.
Cue the music.
13.
Cue the music.
1 and 13 shot. Badass Yetis. Ready? Let's go. Let's see who's gonna win. Boom. Go, 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 go. Mark Smithson. Whoa. Smithson, the big winner here.
Look at that.
Mark Smithson.
That. Mark Smithson, the big winner.
Yigged indeed. There you go.
Is Mark Smithson here?
Of course he is. He was the one that asked if it was Alan Jackson.
I know.
Huzzah.
Huzzah to the big
Huzzah. Huzzah, people. There you go. Huzzah. Let's go, people. Let's go. All right, so let's see. Miracles happen. Let's pay it forward to Jackie. Oh, wow. Paying it forward to Jackie. That means, Jackie, you have to then come up with the...
wallet.
How did that go on?
What happened?
What is that, Jeff?
What? Miracles happen. Let's pay it forward to Jackie 33. What went on? What are you talking about?
Oh, something went on in the background. It was an ETF commercial. And I was like, I thought it was on the podcast, but no. All right, Jackie, that means you have to come in here and you've got to give us your Zaman. Are you still here, Jackie?
Jackie was here a second ago, too.
Yeah, she was there.
So Jackie has to come up with the Zaman wallet.
Yeah. So Mark Smithson is paying it forward. He's going to give you the win, Jackie.
Wow.
So go ahead, Jackie. We need to hear you. I'm still here. Otherwise, we're going to have to pay it forward to someone else, or Mark will have to accept it and he can transfer it to you at a different time.
At a different moment in
Let's
time.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
Badass Yetis.
Well, the big story that I wanted to get to, which is the treason story, the Obama treason story.
Say it ain't
wanted
so.
to get to that. It's a little bit long. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a flavor of this because it doesn't look good for a lot of these people who think it's retaliatory. Isn't it funny that they say that this is a revenge? Revenge for what? All the indictments, trying to take them out, trying to kill them, shooting at them twice. Sure.
Right. Yeah. That's the revenge. Yeah. Holding them accountable is revenge.
Yeah. So I'm going to play some of this until, Jackie, we need to hear from you. Here we go.
News alert, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing a bombshell report today that shows a conspiracy by a sitting president, Barack Obama, and his intel agencies to sabotage the president-elect, Donald Trump, brainwash the electorate, and undermine the legitimacy of an election.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016
Russia.
election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
Gabbard got her hands on a House intel report that's been locked away in a CIA vault for almost a decade. Investigators spent over 2,000 hours looking into how the Russia hoax was born, interviewing 20 CIA and FBI officials. And it turns out that the Obama administration doctored the intelligence to make it look like Putin and Trump stole the election.
Yep.
A month after Trump beat Hillary, Barack Obama wasn't satisfied with his intelligence reporting and ordered his CIA director to create a new assessment of how Russia interfered with the election. This was a highly unusual move. John Brennan handpicked 5 CIA analysts to write the assessment, and they were siloed. None of them knew what the other was doing, and only one analyst was in charge of drafting this report. There was nothing routine about this, and it was a rush job to publish before Trump was sworn in. Nothing was coordinated with the other intelligence agencies either. Basically, this was home cooking for Barack Obama. There were 4 key elements from the assessment that were repeated over and over again and formed the basis of the Russia hoax and the Robert Mueller witch hunt. 1, that Vladimir Putin wanted Donald Trump to win. 2, Putin took action to help Trump win. 3, the Russians had blackmail on Trump. That was the Steele dossier. And 4, that the Russians tried colluding with the Trump campaign. None of any of this was ever true. There was no reliable intelligence to support any of these allegations. Senior CIA officials repeatedly refused to traffic in these allegations, but they were repeatedly overruled by CIA Director Brennan and FBI Director Comey, who insisted that they be pushed, even without verifiable evidence. The Obama administration cherry-picked the intelligence, lied about their sources, misquoted sources, didn't corroborate their claims, suppressed intelligence that ran counter to their narratives, and even used anonymous internet postings. Rank and file CIA admitted what they were doing violated their own tradecraft standards. There was a massive pressure campaign that came right from the top. CIA analysts say they received unusual directives from political appointees, the CIA director, and Obama himself. This is how the Russia hoax was born.
Donald Trump knows that the Russians helped him win in 2016.
Putin hated Secretary Clinton so much that the flip side of that coin was he had a clear preference for the person running against the person he hated so much.
It was Russia in a very systematic way tried to interfere in the election and to try to advance the prospects of Donald Trump being elected.
This was such a malicious disinformation campaign perpetrated on the American people that at one point, 60% of Democrats believed the Russians hacked our voting machines to help Trump win the White House. What this report actually shows is that the Russians just wanted to create chaos and undermine Americans' faith in democracy. Solid intelligence suggested that Vladimir Putin didn't care who won.
Yeah, so it goes on and on. It's a really long report, but you kind of get the gist of what's going on there. So we do have some... Sorry, Jackie, Ray Run is runner-up. So Ray, get your wallet. Get your wallet ready, my man.
Wallet time. Wallet up. Wallet time.
Let's see that wallet.
Wallet
no, you
time.
still here. Is Ray Run still here? Jeez, we're going to be giving it away to everybody. Ray Run. You can always claim it yourself, Mark, give it to Jackie later, or, you know, whatever you want to do.
Or
evidence.
happen. Oh, Ray Run is here. All right, Ray Run.
All right, Ray is here. Good.
Ray is the
winner. Ray is the winner
Zaman.
through the very
Zaman
generous
Ramen.
Mark Smithson there.
Mark Smith
Who's
away.
Are you still hanging out at Sparky's up there in DeQuinder?
Badass Yetis over here. He's still hanging out.
He's still held up at
He
Sparky's.
hasn't left. He hasn't left Sparky's.
Still there.
He's in the park.
We need your Zaman.
Hanging
Need
out
your
in the
Zaman
parking lot.
wallet, man. We'll get that. I'll also play this little bit right here. This is Baby Trump talking about Jasmine Crockett. Here we go.
Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine, remember when I said, is she a relation to the late, great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, She's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson. Between her and Ilman Omar and the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back, and he didn't want her. He said, "I don't want her." Okay, what else? Go ahead. You want? Let's hear what Crockett said. Go ahead.
You compared ICE raids to slave patrol. I want to ask you.
To slave?
To slave patrol. I want to ask you if you think that there should be consequences for members of Congress who make these types of comparisons or use this type of language.
Well, I think she's gone over the line, and I think a lot of the people. Look, the Democrats have become radical left lunatics. They have policies that nobody's going to buy. And, you know, I see what's going on in New York. We're going to have perhaps a communist mayor because it's split up. You know, if the people would get together and have one candidate, they'd have, I think, a pretty good chance. But it looks like maybe they're not going to do that. But we're going to end up with a communist mayor. It's not even believable, my beautiful New York. When I left New York to become president, it was a great place. But it was the beginning of bad things because we had de Blasio had just started as mayor, and I said, this guy's a bad...
Jeff, did you see the de Blasio baby? He's eating the French fries. Remember, he was peddling, you get a free burger and French fries.
Had just started as mayor, and I said, this guy's a bad... This guy's a real
finally
nut job. Went
minted.
to Harvard to teach management. Can you believe it? He went to Harvard to teach city management along with the mayor of Chicago, who went to Harvard to teach... The two of them were teaching how to manage a city into... manage it into hell is what they do. But that was the beginning, and now we're going to go a step further. Now we're going with the communists. Can I be honest? I think it's the greatest thing to ever happen to the Republican Party. I really do. I think if a communist takes over New York City, I think that's a gift to the Republican Party. It's sad for New York, but it's a gift. And New York will recover because, you know, sometimes you need it.
I mean, the reactions they do in this video are the best. So this is all done with babies. They show the reaction. But this is the best thing. They have Mitch McConnell here. And he about collapses, Jeff. Look at this. Is like real subtle. But there's Mitch McConnell. He says, a gift to the Republicans. And here's Mitch McConnell.
Party. It's sad for New York, but it's a gift. And New York will recover because, you know, sometimes you need a shock like that to straighten you out. But it's...
Sending this guy over to Ray right now. Ray, stay tuned. Here we go. Get ready. Get ready.
Oh, diaper diplomacy on X. They come up with those awesome.
Ray, it's on its way.
There you go, Ray. Ray is a big winner. Beautiful.
Verifying,
Drew Mark
submitted.
Smithson.
Thank
Jackie's
you, Mark.
Gonna be so
Smithson,
sad she
for
left.
Paying it forward. I know. I can't believe Jackie was there 1 minute and gone the next.
Yeah, right.
And, Ray, run. Just check your Zaman wallet. You now have Badass Yeti number 360. This guy is badass too. And if the song ever mints,
XRP Plumbing, thank you so much, man. Look at this. Another OG coming in here, always reaching deep. Have a fantastic weekend, folks, and a great week ahead. Thank you for that, XRP Plumbing. Appreciate the well wishes. Guys, we always like to end the show on something funny. Usually it's a Babylon BR, but this has nothing to do with crypto, nothing to do with AI, nothing to do with anything of our interest, government, geopolitics, nothing. It's just funny. Let's listen. Let's watch this.
Pom, tell me a little bit about your character, Paris.
Let me go ahead and set this up so people listen to the podcast. So here's an actress being interviewed, and she's being fed the questions. She's being coached in the background. I don't know if the guy came in later and coached it, but it sounds to me like it could have happened after it, and he's making funny. But anyway, I laughed at this, and hopefully you guys will find this funny. But here we go.
Pom, tell me a little bit about your character, Paris. Can you give us an introduction to what she's like?
Say hashtag as many times as you can while you're saying it.
So my character is a rebel, hashtag powerful.
Yeah.
You know, she plays by her own rules. Hashtag Mission Impossible, and she tries to hunt Ethan and Grace in the car chase in Rome.
Hashtag Rome.
Hashtag Rome.
Hashtag Rome. You love a hashtag.
Who doesn't?
I mean, everyone loves a hashtag, especially millennials, right?
I guess. Are you a millennial?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Over 30.
Ah, that's really sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet.
What, being over 30?
I hate millennials.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hate millennials, but...
Oh, do you? Why do you hate millennials?
One of them killed my dog.
Watch how she works up the tears.
Sorry, just remind me that...
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry. It's just like I get emotional sometimes because, like, one millennial killed my dog, so... I'm sorry, it's so weird.
Anyway, let's carry on. Sorry, it's my fault. My fault.
I'm sorry, I feel so weird right now.
That's really sad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What happened? It wasn't like... I'm so sorry that I made you feel bad about that.
He beat it to death with his phone.
Actually, the millennial, like, beat the dog to death with his phone, and it was, like, so weird.
Oh, Pom, I'm so sorry.
Anyway, let's move on.
I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, can you cut it off?
Yeah, last question. I'm so sorry about that, babe. Let me just ask you one question. Can you tell us a bit about the stunts in the movie?
Get really happy, get really happy.
But they can be a bit dangerous.
Yes.
I love stunts.
No, but it was, like, so much fun. If you want to...
Let's see the whole thing. That's pretty funny indeed. Thank you and good night, says Ray Ron. That marks chance. Y'all are awesome. That's it, guys. We will see you. Laugh my ass off. Everyone be well. Too funny. Celebration out. Chip, anything to say before you get out of here, Jeff? 800th episode tomorrow, guys. What do you want to say?
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was getting everything sent out. Congrats to Ray Run. Thank you, Mark Smithson, for paying it forward. And got the auction getting ready to go tomorrow night. If we can, this NFT of the song ever mints. Didn't think it was going to take this long to mint.
Damn.
Someone might get that as well. Give that away, or maybe Ray Run, if you're on tomorrow night, maybe you get that song. How cool would that be? You get a song to pair with your kick-ass NFT that you just got. Badass Yeti number 360. Holderheimer.
Holder for sure.
Holderheimer.
Hold the door. Okay, here we go. Ready, guys? Chip and Jeff. Ow.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.